excited to welcome this guy back. Cityline alum Arren Williams is back in Toronto briefly. Hi. So, I mean, you're kind of living the dream. You picked up with your husband, David, and you're like, you know what, I'm leaving it all behind. You had a good job here.
I had a very good job here.
Very good job here. You said we're going to go live in Portugal. David's Portuguese?
Background is Portuguese, yes.
Yes, and now you're like walking on beaches, like that's what you do.
A lot, yes.
A lot of beach walking. So
beach
we've
walking,
got pictures.
red wine drinking.
Oh my God, it's
fresh fish eating. It's all
it's so hard. So there they are, walking the beach. You know, the architecture and decor in Portugal. I'm sure
so inspiring.
Part of the reason why you wanted to stick around.
Yeah.
It is absolutely gorgeous. Take a look at some of these images.
That's actually a police station.
Oh my gosh. How can anything bad happen behind those walls?
Seriously.
I mean, my goodness. Tiles for days.
Tiles, yes. You can't move without seeing fantastic tiles everywhere.
Which I think is lovely. But then there's also, like, this picture you sent to us, because there's some beauty in this, isn't there?
There is. I mean, there is the beauty in things that are aged beautifully and look fantastic like that. I mean, they have such history.
Absolutely. This is a beautiful scene of a view
That's from
here.
Our roof.
That's from your roof?
Yes.
Very nice. And a lot of blue sky happening.
Oh, yeah, seriously, a lot of blue sky.
So
and
I
40
think
degree temperature, it's great.
And 40 degrees, like, just stop talking, maybe. No, listen, we're happy about it. And the first thing I did when I came down here is I was grilling you, like, how do you make this happen? Because I think the North American perspective is that it's about the hustle. So it's nice to be able to leave the hustle behind, or maybe just have a little bit of the hustle.
We have a little bit of hustle now with this new project, so yeah, for sure. So
you guys put your heads together, you and David, and you've come out with a new line.
A new collection. We started discovering pieces, and we wanted to be able to share them with people, and we wanted to be able to share the beauty of Portugal with everybody as well. So it was about creating a collection. We call it Casa Cubista. It's inspired by where we actually live, the Cubist houses of Olhão, the town we live in.
Okay.
And we work with local craftspeople to make these things. It's a combination of things that we edit and twist a little, and things that we design ourselves, and things that we even make ourselves too.
Well, and that was the party. That was the party to launch it.
The party to launch it last night was at Saudade, so the collection is available at Saudade now in Toronto. And if you're not in Toronto, you can find it online on Etsy and on our website too. So.
Okay, well, I want to actually get to see and feel and touch some of these pieces.
Let's talk about some story about this too.
Yeah, where do you want to start?
Let's start with, actually, the tiles are really where it started. So you saw those beautiful tiles that we were looking at earlier. So these, we work with a tiny family-run tile company. These are all made by hand. Whether we make one of these or 100, it takes 30 days to make a tile.
Oh my gosh.
And these are made the same way that they've been made since the 16th century.
So that was an important part of the whole design aesthetic. You want things to be very true to form.
Very true, traditional materials, terracotta, cork, hand-painted things, wool, cotton, all of that. It's really wonderful to be able to work with these local materials and try and rediscover them. These are fun. These are our pattern bowls. These are traditional fruteira. These are fruteira, so these are fruit bowls.
Okay.
And then we work with a lady called Isabel who does all our painting for us.
Nice.
And it's just taking a very traditional piece but making it look contemporary.
Yeah, I love that. And so there's all sorts of different bowls here.
Yeah, great graphic patterns that really freshen it up. And our colors are very easy to live with too. So blacks and charcoals, great blues, natural whites, and then the natural colors themselves too.
Let's talk about this one.
Oh,
this is a beautiful picture.
The picture is fantastic. These ones are kind of this is a signature piece for us. And these are actually olive branches that are coat hooks. They screw directly into the wall. Yeah.
That is a very cool idea. I love that. Okay, so then you go from these pieces, which are gorgeous, to these, which just you just want to touch them. They're so nubby and awesome.
And I actually make those.
You make these?
Yeah, seriously.
How did you learn?
We get the rugs first. These are actually traditional rag rugs. I embroider them and I hand sew them into place. I make all the pom-poms too. It's a labor of love.
Yeah.
So when a store in Chicago just ordered a dozen of them, it was still a labor of love, but I'm like, oh, really? But I love doing it. And, you know, sitting outside in the sun and doing this work is great.
Okay, were you doing this stuff when you were living here in Canada? Were you doing this?
You know, and it was an opportunity for us when we traveled to get back to being creative and inspired.
That's lovely. And I just want to talk a little bit about this crochet work.
The crochet work, so David does all of our crochet work. So this is actually made out of jersey. You know, we were talking about t-shirt fabric earlier.
Yes.
This is a t-shirt fabric that's turned into yarn, and it knits up beautifully, it crochets up beautifully. You have these great bowls. They're fantastic. So great for storage. And it's all these accessories that you can throw into your everyday life, add a bit of reality, a bit of authenticity, and a great story behind it too.
I just picture you and David with your red wine and your dog, and then he's crocheting, and you're like hand sewing pillows.
Yeah.
You're like, look at our life.
That was like a couple of weeks ago before I was coming over here. Absolutely.
That's pretty awesome. I love that you found that. And then to the beach.
Yes.
All right, let's go to break. We got more coming up. Stay with us.
Thank you.